Okay, Tatzria Metzorah. We're going to share Siyata D'Shmaya, two thoughts from Agoyin Gadol Ramosha Feinstein. And we'll see, hopefully, Emertz Hashem, how these are incredible ideas. Siyata D'Shmaya. So it starts, the Parasha Isha Ki Tatzria V'Yolda Zachar. A woman gives birth, says the Torah, V'Tamei, she's Tamei, and on the 8th day, there is a bris milah. Says the Gemara in Shabbos, Kol she'ima tamei leida, the mother is tamei, nimo l'shemaina. That's when the bris is on day 8. Ramesha says, Sarach lahavin, I'm just going to read a few lines inside. What is the connection between the tuma of the mother and the bris being on day 8? And he says, Mistaver, it's logical. Why is the bris on date 8? Shukidei, as I think we all know. Why is a bris on day 8? Well, it's because it's a pasuk. Thank you. But why is a bris on day 8? Zak the medrash. Shehu kidei sheyira techila, to see first Pnei Hamatrunisa de Shabbos. The bris on day 8. Why? So that the baby goes through a Shabbos. I think we all know this. But I want to read just 2-3 lines how Ramesha explains what it means to go through a Shabbos. Hakavana. What is this intent? You want to be mechanich, you want the baby, you're about to give him a bris, it's going to make him a yid, liyos eved Hashem. Mochrachim, we're forced, mitchila, what do we have to do? Lintoya, to plant, to infuse ha'emuna bekadosh baruch hu. The only way to be an eved, a servant of God, which of course is when we get the bris, is when we're now stamped, we are Yidden, we are Hashem's people, is to begin by infusing us with emunah. V'zeyodim alidei HaShabbos. This occurs, and this is known through Shabbos. Hashem bara yesh me'ayin. What happened on Shabbos? V'umanig, and Hashem leads, v'zon, and sustains, is called ha'olam, the whole world. And then he continues that this only can happen if you know that you were tummy first. If you first know that you're impure, then you can know about purity, etc. But Ramosha is teaching us, and the reason why this idea spoke to me is we just started learning. Many of the Chaver learned together on Shabbos. Some of the Chaver learned together on Tuesday night. Some heard the recordings. We started learning what is Shabbos. We started learning beyond their kecha, going a little bit, plunging the depths of what is this entity called Shabbos. And the first idea, if I were to sum up the first incredible idea that we learned, to sum it up in one line is illegal. But to sum it up in one line is that on Shabbos, we come to the realization that God runs the world. During the week, it's dark. During the week, we're very physical. We're going to work. During the week, everything is about koichi veitzim yadi. That's what the week is. That's the work week. What is the work week? That everything is that I am doing. Comes Shabbos, and on Shabbos, that light of God goes out. And what happens when that light comes on? What happens is, it pulls back all the layers. This is what we learned from the Biyam Terkecha. And it shows us that Hashem runs the world. Zakra Moshe Feinstein, a baby needs that entity of Shabbos, which we think about is incredible because the baby doesn't know what it's doing. Baby's not connecting to anything, it's just being. But what does that show us? That shows us that just by being through Shabbos, of course, what we're all trying to do is understand it. We're all trying to do is connect it on a real way. But Ramosha is saying, don't forget step 1. And step 1 is you turn your phone off, you make Kiddush, and you have a 25-hour period that you observe Shabbos, just observing, right? Let's just think about the Kiddush. Because that's all the baby's doing. It's not doing anything else. Just by that, it infuses your lintaya emuna in the fact that Hashem is the Bairi and the Manik, which means it's such a reality. It's so tangible and real that even this little 8-year-old baby is going to feel it. And therefore, 7-year-old baby, thank you. Well, whatever. 8-day-old baby, thank you. I said 8-year-old. And therefore, the only way to get to the bris, to become an Eved, is to experience this entity called Shabbos. And I think this is even maybe the precursor to everything else about Shabbos. You know, we're learning about what is Shabbos, how to connect it. Step number one is just realize. We're doing this every week, and maybe we now have a kasha, so why don't I feel it? Maybe we now wonder, so why don't I understand it? Okay, well, maybe the answer is you do. Just look at what all the other people in the world don't observe Shabbos. Look how they feel. Look at their depressed, decrepit souls. Unfortunately, I'm not saying it in a negative way. I'm saying it in we cry for these people. Why? Because they don't have this entity called Shabbos. They don't have this break called Shabbos. So step number one, and we learn from the woman becoming Tameh, and you need to have a bris prior, is Shabbos is real. It's a mitzias, it's a reality. And once we understand that, and all we have to think of, an 8-day-old baby needs that reality to become the servant of God. He can't get his signet, he can't get stamped, can't get the bris without that. Then I think we can approach Shabbos with a newfound appreciation. And then, now we can learn about Shabbos. Now we could try going to the next level, Psiyata Deshmaya,